Vinotinto could be back on top, probably should be back on top, or should be on top in this contest, considering Josef Martinez misfired on that penalty. A weak effort saved by Guillermo de Amores. They could live to rue that chance.
By the way, I am completely enamored with that header from Josef Martinez. He was twisting in midair. Looked like he had his back to the goal when he did make contact with the ball. Very impressive strike, as Venezuela has already made their way back onto the field for the second half. Still waiting for the Celestes to make their way back on. But we've seen a lot of action up top for Uruguay. Nicolas Lopez and Diego Roland have been very into the action, particularly Nicolas Lopez, who has gotten free on a number of occasions. Hasn't been able to score yet, but very active going forward. Venezuela doing a good job of keeping Uruguay away from the goal. The only goal they have allowed has been from the penalty spot. So we'll see if that continues today. There comes Uruguay back onto the pitch. Juan Verzeri's men will try to close this one out with the win. Venezuela needs the win. See how this develops.
There's been very good pressure in midfield by Jim Varela, Seba Cristofolo, even Diego Roland and Diego Lachal getting involved, not allowing the Venezuelans enough space to connect their passes. And so really, it's been mostly Josef Martinez and Juan Pablo Añor for the Vinotinto. They managed to keep those players at bay, and Uruguay would be well on their way to the final hexagonal.
We did see one change in the first half. Fabricio Formiliano was brought on for an injured Gaston Silva. Took a knock to the leg and had to come off. It was a very lengthy delay. Took about 2.5, 3 minutes for everything to be sorted out. But Uruguay are down to 2 substitutions. Venezuela still has all 3. We are underway here for the second half. Last chance for Venezuela to advance to the final group. Uruguay would be all right with a tie. They would like a win. Once again, I am Gino Fuentes alongside Andres Cordero. beIN Sports coverage of the 2013 South American Under-20 Youth Championships continues. This one sent right into the box and put out of play by Edwin Peraza.
Yeah, right away, Uruguay getting into Venezuela's half and trying to create a chance. It's cut out by Peraza, one of 2 brothers on this Vinotinto team, Edwin and Jose Peraza. Edwin getting the start today. Jose on the bench, is available for Coach Marcos Matias should he need some help in midfield.
Black Salt now with the 5th corner kick of the match for Uruguay. This one from the near side goes back out toward the spot at the near post. By the way, teams switching ends of the pitch for this half. It'll be Uruguay with the Celeste tops, the black shorts and black socks, moving from right to left on your screen. Venezuela in the Vinotinto uniforms with the gold numerals. They will be moving from left to right.
And if you're joining us late, 15th minute, Josef Martinez, the Venezuela star, with a penalty miss as Guillermo de Amores denies him. But 22nd minute, he atones for it, scoring on that header on a set piece from Juan Pablo Añor. That was in the 22nd. Then 4 minutes later, Uruguay hit the equalizer from the penalty spot. Diego Roland's 3rd goal of the contest makes it 1-1. That's where we stand here in the second half.
See, Zumbrano called for a handball there. Ball was played behind him. He had to try to turn around, but ended up falling to the ground. Venezuela passing it around in the midfield. Guerra gets it up to Añor. Añor trying to dribble his way through 2 defenders, ends up drawing a foul.
You start to wonder why it is that Juan Pablo Añor did not start the first 2 games for Venezuela. He's been absolutely deadly here against Uruguay, arguably the toughest opposition the Vinotinto have faced.
And Añor scores! And there you go, Andres, right on cue. The number 10 for the Vinotinto has brought them into the lead. 2-1 Venezuela.
It's an excellent goal from Añor, arguably the fastest man on the pitch, and he tracks this one down, beating 2 Uruguayan defenders to the ball. Splits the 2 center backs and slots in underneath Guillermo de Amores. It's a wonderful goal for the man of the match so far. Quick play. The ball in from Josef Martinez, who returns the favor. The opening goal was Añor to Martinez. This time, it's the other way around. Touched into the path of Añor and slotted in well to give new life to Venezuela. Look at the passion on that young man's face. He knows that that goal could be the one that keeps the Vinotinto alive and sends them through to the hexagonal.
So Marco Matias's men still alive. Looking good now, 2-1. See if they can keep this pressure going. That goal officially coming in the 48th minute of play. And Juan Pablo Añor becomes the first man other than Joseph Martinez to score for Venezuela.
Yeah, it's only the third goal in 4 games for the Vino Tinto. And 2 of them coming in this one.
Over the top, looking for the front man, Machis. Can't get it to him, though. This one put out of play, but Venezuela starting out as the aggressor here in the second half, just like in the first half.
Yeah, good defending by Emi Velasquez, the Uruguayan captain, who goes one-on-one up against Darwin Machis, pokes that ball away, gives up the corner kick, but it could have been a lot more. It looked like Darwin Machis had the better position of the 2 players. Here's Añor with the service.
A couple members of the back line, Leonardo Terán and Wilker Angel, making their way into the box.
Look out, cameraman.
Corner is sent in, left-footed to the back post, headed away. A good job there by Rodrigo Aguirre in defense for Uruguay, and a foul is called as Nicolas Lopez takes one in the shin. Darwin Machis goes into the book.
Yeah, it's the 3rd yellow card of the game, the 2nd for Venezuela. Wilker Angel and Darwin Machis, each with a caution for Venezuela. Meanwhile, for Uruguay, it's Guille Varela, the man sitting on a yellow card. Take a look, expert passing there. Quick, one touch. Sparked off of the free kick. It was Robert Garces with the free kick who provides for Joseph Martinez.
Chance for Uruguay off the back of Jose Contreras and out.
It looks like Guillermo de Amores might have been hurt on the play.
Contreras is down as well.
Or rather, Contreras, yeah.
Here it is again. He may have taken a cleat. No, took an elbow to the face, it looked like. Bit of a delayed reaction, though. Get a look at the AS Roma product. Nicolas Lopez.
I think like he took a shot to the shoulder there, did Jose Contreras. But didn't seem to be a lot of contact.
It's like they're looking at his leg. No, he's got a glove
on the
off.
left wrist.
Looks like he'll be all right, though. Shaking it off.
Marco Matias telling his men that the hard work begins now. Everything they've done in the first 3 games and first half of this 4th match is on the line as they lead it 2-1. They are playing for their competition lives here against one of the favorites in the competition.
Roland from the corner, 5th corner for Uruguay. Headed on, brought down by Lopez. Lopez sends it back across, and Contreras picks it off the near post. Joseph Martinez brings that one down, gets it quickly into the attack. You see the yellow card for Darwin Machis.
We'd like to see Venezuela do a better job of clearing these dangerous chances. That ball that was sent in, it's allowed to dangle in the box, and the Vino Tinto could be victimized by that. On several occasions, they failed to clear away the danger.
Johnny Rodriguez getting it up to Diego Roland. Roland looking for options here in the midfield, chooses to send it out to the flank. Or Varela. Varela back inside. Or the other Varela. Back to Guillermo. Right back to Guillermo Varela. Back into the midfield for Cristoforo. Cristoforo approaching the defense. Sends this one over the top. Looking for Lopez that time, but it doesn't get there.
That's better from the Venezuelan backline.
To Roland. Roland sends it out to the wing. Or Rodriguez. This one cleared out, though, by Venezuela.
Look at the control by Añor to bring that ball down. The pass a bit lacking. But good work by the number 10.
Aguirre. Dribble himself into the corner here. Gets it back to Roland.
Couldn't find the opening. But this is very patient from the Uruguayans. Even down a goal, they're looking for their options, not giving the ball away.
Guillermo Varela out on the right side. Gets it forward. Jim Varela.
Jim Morrison Varela.
Jim Morrison Varela. I like that name. Laxalt tries to cross it into the box, but it's off of Cifuentes and out of play. Perhaps some classic rock fans as parents.
And they're hoping this is not the end.
Played all the way back to De Amores. Roland can't bring it down. Añor on the ball, has it poked away from behind. Back and forth in the midfield for possession right now. Leonardo Terán. That's another long ball forward. Team perhaps getting a little impatient here. And a foul is called. Joseph Martinez taken out from behind for Emiliano. The one to commit the foul. It's going to set up the Vino Tinto with a free kick from about 35 yards out. We'll see what Juan Pablo Añor can do from this distance. He's got a few options, can play it short right in front of him. He's got Terán down the sideline. And the near sideline official says that went over. Doesn't look like it from our vantage point. Nonetheless, it is Uruguay's ball.
Venezuelan soccer, Gino, has taken enormous strides in recent years at the full senior national team level, but also at the youth division. And when you see players like Juan Pablo Añor, an inspired performance in this match, and Joseph Martinez, who coming in was one of the players to keep an eye on, you have to think that the future of Venezuela looks bright, even though the nation's still dominated by the sport of baseball. That 2009 appearance at the Under-20 World Cup really motivating Venezuelan soccer, and that is the goal, to get back. So far, so good. 55 minutes in, and they are on their way to the hexagonal.
If this result holds, as you mentioned, Venezuela would be through to the next round. Getting up the sideline here is Varela. Inside for Lopez. Salt drops back. Stays with Venezuela. Diego Roland goes to collect. Has it at the near sideline. Rodriguez makes a run into the corner. Roland gets it back. Does not get it back. Pass gets away. But it stays with Uruguay. Cristoforo sends it forward quickly for Laxalt, who sends the ball into the box without looking.
Yeah, poor communication. Someone should have told Laxalt that he had time. Instead, he just tries to pop that ball into no one in particular.
Cristoforo.
Poor service. Here's Joseph Martinez. Oh, uncharacteristically bad touch.
Velasquez gets it forward. Laxalt again. 3 men going forward now. Roland, this one played behind him though. Bad ball. Laxalt drops it off to the left back. Rodriguez. Cristoforo again. I'm just going to start calling Jim Varela Jim Morris.
There's a run by Martinez on the near side. They find him.
Martinez, let's see if he can make something happen here. Has to go back for a second. Gives it off. Chance on goal. That one never going to threaten the net. Zambrano corking a shot that misses about 6 feet wide. Here it is again. You see Joseph Martinez closed down. Didn't have any options, so he got it off to Zambrano, who sends a horrible shot toward net.
Yeah, Martinez wanted that back. It's the reason he played that pass in, made the run, trying to play the 1-2. And we're going to have a substitution. It's Darwin Machis coming off, and had a rather quiet evening as Machis. So Marcos Matias opting for a change, and he's going to bring on Arteaga.
Arteaga's going to have to be careful out there. He does have 1 yellow card coming into this one. Another one would see him miss the next match in the tournament should Venezuela advance. Although can't worry about that right now. Got to secure the victory for the Vino Tinto. Varela to inbound. He's got Cristoforo right in front of him. Roland on the ball. It's an overlap from Emiliano. Gives it away though. Añor kicks it off of Diego Roland and out.
And you know, it's the first time in the competition that Marco Matias plays Arteaga alongside Martinez as the two forwards. They have coincided on the pitch, but with Martinez playing as a midfielder. This time maybe Martinez can link up with Arteaga better than he has with Darwin Machis.
Gets down the right-hand side. Ends up being played off of Uruguay. It will go out of play. This will be a corner kick for Venezuela.
You've got to love the attitude of the Vinotinto. Up 2-1, but not sitting back, trying just to defend. They're going for that insurance goal that would all but effectively put this match to bed.
Uruguay can score quickly, so this one goal lead, excuse me, not the safest thing in the world for the Vinotinto. So a corner kick from the near side. This will be a left-footed in swinger. Goes to the far post over the head of De Amores. Not sure if he got a hand to it or not. That appears to be the case. Venezuela will take a corner now from the other side of the pitch. Añor will go to take it.
Uruguay still ahead on the shot count. 7-6.
It's been sent into the box. Venezuela can't make anything happen, though. Shot from the midfield into the path of Aguirre. Aguirre has Lopez in front of him, gets the ball to him in stride, shoots, and into the back of the net. And this tournament has a new leading goal scorer. It is Nicolas Lopez, and we are tied 2-2.
It's an excellent pass into the path of Nico Lopez. Splits two defenders, doesn't even have to change his stride. It's played perfectly onto him, and this is a lightning quick counterattack off a corner kick from Venezuela. That's a poor ball into the area and back the other way. An excellent pass from Rodrigo Aguirre. Lightning quick. Two defenders giving chase, but neither is going to catch Nico Lopez, who scores his first goal of the match and the fourth of the tournament.
So that breaks the five-man deadlock atop the goal-scoring charts as Nicolas Lopez into sole possession of that honor. That brings us level at 2-2.
Now that's twice that Venezuela have led and twice that Uruguay have found an equalizer. It's been indicative of the way this match has been played, back and forth, chances on both ends. And the 8th shot of the match for the Celeste. They've been efficient. 6 of those have been on target, so there's been plenty of work for Jose Contreras in the Venezuelan goal.
That was an absolutely beautiful pass right up the middle by Rodrigo Aguirre.
Yeah, splitting pass right down the heart of the Venezuelan defense, with Edwin Peraza and Wilker Angel giving chase. Neither was going to catch Nico Lopez, and look at Contreras well off of his line.
Referee calls a foul. Be a quick restart for the Vinotinto. By the way, just the 5th foul of the match against Uruguay. Not quite sure what Jose Contreras was doing there. Came out of the box and delivered a header. Referee saved him by blowing the whistle, but that was dangerous. Velasquez heads that one back into the midfield. Bernardo Taran gets it up the sideline.
Oh.
Taken away there by Formiliano. And back over to Venezuela. Arteaga has it poked away. This will stay with the Vinotinto on the near sideline. Leonardo Taran to inbound. Taran gets it into the midfield for Garces and cleared away by Uruguay.
The emotions in this match. There could be just 30 minutes left in Venezuela's participation at the South American Youth Championship.
Been an up and down emotional roller coaster this match for the coach Marcos Matias on the sideline.
Take a look at this splitting pass by Aguirre. You see the two defenders. Nico Lopez cuts in, making that diagonal run left to right onto his right foot. And the Roma striker left-footed outside of the boot I thought he had hit that with his right. That's an excellent finish pass. Contreras was tapped in.
Sent forward into the Uruguayan attack. Roland brings it down. Tries to get it forward for Lopez. A bit too far. No. Did not go over the end line. The cross is handled, though, by the Venezuelan keeper, Contreras. He's got a quick burst, Lopez. I didn't think he was going to get to that one. So he's going to be out of play on the far sideline. It will stay with Venezuela, though. Cifontes to inbounds.
It all started from that poor, hopeful ball. Drilled in, trying to make something happen off a ricochet into the 18-yard box. And just a lightning quick counterattack by Uruguay. As Venezuela are made to pay for their own carelessness.
Assault. It out for Roland,
who switched flanks now, playing on the right.
Gets it over to Gianni Rodriguez. Rodriguez sending a ball forward. This one headed on by Laxalt, but cleared out of play by Wicker Angel. Wicker Angel is with Deportivo Táchira from Venezuela.
There's still a lot of soccer left for Venezuela to get back into this. They can't afford to be let down by the second equalizer from the Uruguayans. They have to come out with the same attacking mentality they used very early on in the first half and right out of the break in the second stanza. They were playing full of confidence.
Lopez still in possession.
And again, they're at their best when they're playing through Juan Pablo Añor, who set up Joseph Martinez on the opening goal.
And Joseph Martinez returning the favor later on.
Not to mention, I think it was Añor who drew the penalty that Martinez missed.
So those two have been the key figures in the Venezuelan attack thus far today. See if that continues, or if Manuel Arteaga can insert himself into the action. Sent up the field by De Amores. Good long kick. Midfield Cristoforo can't keep it under his control. Here comes Venezuela. Back into the midfield, they'll switch it over to the near flank. Leonardo Terán. Assault. Goes to apply some pressure. Terán sends one forward, looking for Arteaga. Can't quite get it there, though. Rodrigo Aguirre, back to Laxalt. Sends a pass down the sideline. Aguirre trying to get it away from the defender. Wilker Angel goes to the ground. A little over 20 minutes left to go here in regulation time, 2-2. Uruguay would be just fine with a result like this. Venezuela need to be a little bit more ambitious. Need to get another goal if they are to advance. It's the final match day in Group B. Also the final day of usage for the Bicentenario. Foul there in the midfield. That will give Venezuela a chance, it looks like. Martinez trying to bring it under his control. High boot that time from Jim Morrison Varela. It'll be Juan Pablo Añor to take the free kick once again for the Vinotinto.
It's a long way from goal, but we saw that excellent service on the opening goal in for Joseph Martinez, who turns what would be an uncomfortable header into a highlight.
Chipped over the top, excellent. At the far post, and can't quite get it inside the post.
Another great service by Juan Pablo Añor. Two men at that post to meet it. And it's Edwin Peraza who does, but he just cannot redirect it in. He's unmarked, was offside. Just leaning offside, and the flag does go up, so it wouldn't have counted.
So Guillermo de Amores will send this one back into play. Great kick. Cifuentes goes to collect. Diego Roland applying some pressure. It's going to be called as a foul. Restart deep in Venezuelan territory.
Roland has been very active on both ends. Offensively, testing Jose Contreras from distance, scored on the penalty, but defensively as well. He's put a lot of pressure in that midfield. Recovering balls for Uruguay. Pretty hard-working player, Diego Roland. And he and Nico Lopez have combined for 7 goals at the South American Championship.
Amongst the top scorers in the tournament. Saw Nicolas Lopez take the lead.
Good ball in for the Salt.
4 goals. But Salt got some room. He's got a defender isolated here. Let's see what he chooses to do. Cuts inside. It's the deal with another defender, though. See if he feeds it across. Ends up being taken down. Stays on the ball. It's going to draw a free kick, though, for Uruguay.
Well, he wins the foul, but he never looks up. He had a couple of passing options. But he's dribbling, head down, not looking for his teammates. He's fortunate to get the foul in a very dangerous place. Some work for Jose Contreras here on this set piece.
This one from about 24, 25 yards out, give or take. Cristoforo and Nicolas Lopez around the ball. Looks like it'll be Cristoforo. He takes the shot right into the wall. Drops it back to Lopez. Lopez hits it off the defender again. Battle for possession in the midfield. Cristoforo sends one forward. But really just a dump off more than anything else. Fontes is going to let it go out of play. Roland tries to get to it, but cannot.
It's a very poorly taken free kick. Doesn't even come close to beating the wall. It's about thigh level. Maybe hip level against the wall.
Nicolas Lopez didn't do much better.
We had a man closing down. Just tried to hit it forward.
Go the other way. Venezuela. By the way, still holding on to all. Well, no, still left with 2 substitutions. Both teams actually have 2 substitutions. Zambrano into the corner. Velasquez doing a good job in defense there, but it stays with the Vino Tinto into Joseph Martinez. Manages to keep possession.
Good job recovering by Joseph.
Garces. That one is a little bit high.
With a hopeful shot by Robert Garces. Excellent work, though, by Joseph Martinez here against 3 Uruguayan defenders. Does very well to pick out his man. This is a high degree of difficulty. As Garces goes for the spectacular, we will have a substitution.
So Guerra will come off. That'll be the end of the night for Gilbert Guerra. Coming onto the pitch is Romo. Jose Romo. Second action of the tournament. Añor getting this one out to the left side. Venezuela now down to 1 substitution. Garces hits it out wide.
And Romo has only played off the bench. He came on as a second-half substitute in the 1-0 loss against Peru, replacing Robert Hernandez. That was in the 77th minute, so seeing a second appearance here at the South American Youth Championship. And it's down to crunch time for the Venezuelans, currently out of the competition on goal difference. But 1 goal, 1 stroke of brilliance.
That's all it could take. Uruguay, though, have shown that they can score rather quickly. We're actually talking about that just after Venezuela scored their last goal and went up 2-1. Into the midfield. Looks like there may have been a foul called here against Diego Roland. I think that is the case. So Venezuela restarts and they get it out to the left wing. Cifuentes drops it inside for Robert Garces, who gives it away. Lopez can't keep possession. He is pulled to the ground.
So bringing Jose Romo on, Marcos Matias now has 3 forwards on the pitch. He could use all 3 up front, Josef Martinez, Jose Romo, and Arteaga. Or he could bring Josef Martinez back into the midfield to try and create more, to try and hold more of the possession and create chances for Romo and Arteaga. Here comes a change for the Uruguayans, and a great evening of work for Diego Roland, who scored a goal. Played excellently for Juan Verzetti, and he's now going to take a breather as Leonardo Pais comes on in replacement.
Leonardo Pais, 18 years of age, plays for Defensor Sporting in Uruguay. He'll go in now for Diego Roland. Midfielder, so 1 forward now. Let's see Nicolas Lopez, perhaps Rodrigo Aguirre moving up to join him in the attack. Rodrigo Aguirre make that beautiful pass right up the center of the pitch to spring Nicolas Lopez for that last goal.
And Pais is making his 2nd appearance in the competition. He also came off the bench in the 3-2 victory over Brazil. 67th minute came on for Roland. So it's the same substitution as Juan Verzetti pulls the strings once more.
So Anyor set up with another free kick here. Looks like he's going to send this one toward the box. No nearby options otherwise. Sent to the far post.
Another good ball.
Headed on, but not going to trouble De Amores in net. So De Amores will send this one back into the field of play. We are under 15 minutes to go here in the 2nd half from the Bicentenario in San Juan, home of San Martín de San Juan of the Argentine top flight.
You're starting to realize what it is that Malaga see in the young Juan Pablo Anyor. 18-year-old plays for Atlético Malagueño, which is the B team of Malaga.
Sent in. A great diving save by Contreras, you were saying, Andres.
I was saying nothing. That was spectacular. What a shot. What a save. Contreras has had a couple of these in this match. That's the 3rd diving save I remember on long-distance shots from the Uruguayans.
Lopez sends it in from the corner. This one right about to the top of the 6-yard box. Rodrigo Aguirre brings it under his control. Aguirre now playing as the 2nd forward up top alongside Nicolas Lopez. Tries to get that ball. I believe he got a boot on it, and that's going to be a goal kick. Here's the shot again. As you see, Jose Contreras has to go parallel to the ground again to make the save.
There's also a Uruguayan player on that Atlético Malagueño, the B team for Malaga, 22-year-old Diego Rodriguez, who no doubt is watching the under-20s. Maybe Manuel Pellegrini has a player for the future in the young Anyor.
Down the right-hand side, this one a bit too far out in front of Terán. Maybe those tired legs that we were talking about, possibility with Venezuela, who had their bye round in round 1 of group play. Maybe that's starting to catch up to them now. Under 13 minutes left to go here. Venezuela need a goal. The draw will not do them any good. Uruguay would be just fine here. Although they'd probably like to score one themselves, to put it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, there's no real issue with positioning. You just have to advance to the next stage because it is a round-robin hexagonal. Everyone plays everyone else. So it's not like you would get a better matchup by virtue of finishing top of your group. In fact, Venezuela finished top of their group in 2009. Ended up finishing 4th in the hexagonal, qualifying for the Under-20 World Cup.
Do you think any of these teams in Group B have a chance against the likes of a Chile squad who's been very impressive in Group A? swept through the competition, won their last match, their 4th in a row with a B team, really.
I think at this level, everyone has a chance against everyone. We've seen some loony bin results involving Brazil and Argentina. The Chileans have been very impressive, but by no means infallible. Although you do have to like Chile's chances in the hexagonal. 4 wins from as many games to qualify, first team through.
Looks like Cifuentes is making his way off the pitch here. Jesus Hernandez making his way, or rather, I got the wrong Hernandez there. Robert Hernandez making his way on. Venezuela piling on the offense here, at least in terms of personnel.
Yeah, it's a midfielder coming on for the left back. Victor Cifuentes is off. And so now it's just a chance to send men forward for the final. Just over 10 minutes of regulation. They do need a goal or they are out.
Out to the wing. Here comes Uruguay. This one is sent out to the wing for Guillermo Varela. Sent back into the mix. Contreras picks it off the ground. Here comes Añor. Varela has the ball go right by him. Añor cuts back to his left.
Hasn't taken a step wrong, has he? Juan Pablo Añor today.
Robert Hernandez has his shot cut out by Laxalt. Takes it right back though. Rodrigo Aguirre never saw him coming.
And Hernandez getting his first touch of the game, just coming on. Fresh legs, and you saw the difference there in the speed.
Out to Terán. Terán's got some room to cross it in.
Terrible
Sends it on
cross.
the ground. It actually makes it to its target. The turnaround shot is blocked though. Arteaga.
Yep, point blank save by Guillermo de Amores on Arteaga, who gets a gift on a very poor cross, but it's left for him at the doorstep of the 6-yard box. Take a look. A skipping low cross. Arteaga ends up with it. It's in a perfect position, but good reaction as he's closed down by the Amores.
Fabrizio Formiliano actually fell down as that ball went into the box, which allowed Arteaga to get onto it. Chance here.
Another gift.
Contreras has to fight for it. Gets to it though. Keeps the score at 2-2.
And what a costly fall that could have been for Formiliano. A golden chance for Venezuela. A point-blank shot from Arteaga. He gets over it, gets plenty of power on this shot, but he's closed down very quickly by the goalkeeper, de Amores. Denies the Vino Tinto the potential game winner.
Añor gets it out to Cifuentes. Cifuentes cuts inside, sends in a shot, but this one right into the belly of de Amores, who goes to ground. Nicolas Lopez, it's that last chance.
It's not a bad ball by Nico Lopez either, right into the path of Leo Pais. Here's Lopez again.
Another chance here. Lopez gets into the open man. Pais can't bring it under control, though. He's going to have to look for another option.
Nicely picked out. Just a slow reaction by Pais. Lack of understanding between the two Uruguayans.
Venezuela able to get it away from the attackers. This one swung all the way to the right wing for Terán.
Oh.
It's just lazy right there on the part of Terán.
The look of disbelief for Marco Matias.
Looking at his left, or his right back, excuse me, like,
just beyond comprehension, poor touch, and not under any real pressure.
Midfield, the Vino Tinto down to their last 7 minutes and change in regulation time.
There was maybe the first misstep of the match for Juan Pablo Añor, who's had an excellent match. He and Nico Lopez, the two best players on the pitch today.
So the final substitution of the match for Uruguay is now at the 4th official. Sent down the near sideline. High boot there.
Venezuela have made all 3 of their substitutions. Victor Cifuentes, Gilbert Guerra, and Darwin Machis are out. Juan Verseri now making his final change. It's Rodrigo Aguirre coming off. He'll make way for Renato Cesar, 19-year-old forward, plays for Uruguayan powerhouse Nacional, El Bolso.
Cesar will come on to the match. As we're down inside the last 7 minutes of regulation time. Cesar makes his first move, shoots at the near post. Does not trouble Jose Contreras, who watches it go by.
And Cesar actually started the match against Brazil as a midfielder. Was subbed off in the 77th minute to make way for Betancourt. He was also on the bench today. We're not going to get a chance to see Betancourt.
Edinson Cavani lookalike.
PSV Eindhoven striker who does bear a striking resemblance to the senior national team player.
It's all in the hair. This one sent out wide for Cifuentes.
Doesn't hurt that they play the same position.
Although that may be a preservation tactic more than anything else. Betancourt, one of the players with a yellow card. And Uruguay looking very much like they will be advancing at this point. They'd like another goal to cement this one away.
With 6 points as it stands, the Uruguayans could be caught by either Peru or Brazil, but not both, as Peru and Brazil will face off in their final match in Group B. So the draw would secure the Celeste a spot in the final hexagonal and a chance to go to the Under-20 World Cup in Turkey come June.
10th foul of the match on Uruguay. Restart right about at the midfield point for Venezuela. Garces. Out to the wing for Teran. Teran drops it back. Back to Garces.
Where's Josef Martinez been for the last 15 minutes?
When sent in, Martinez, the top of the box right there. That one out of play along the far sideline. Uruguay doing a good job of keeping bodies on Martinez right now.
Yep, just not at all involved in the play.
Just over 4 minutes remaining now. Guillermo de Amores. Take his time here.
Had received some criticism, Josef Martinez, in this competition. Outside of that brilliant goal in the first match against Ecuador, had a quiet 90 minutes in each of the following 2 games, losses to Peru and Brazil.
Those more link-up issues more than anything else. In the first match, we saw Martinez in the midfield as we saw him today. Dropping back and going forward. Found it a little harder to get service in the 2 matches after that, as Marcos Matias chose to play him as a straight-up forward, number 9 kind of player. Been a lot more involved in this one, although has disappeared over the last 10 minutes or so.
Had a good opening 45 minutes despite the penalty miss. It was a good save by Guillermo de Amores on the spot kick.
Añor called for the foul this time, and he will go into the book as well. Brought down, shot by Uruguay. Nicolas Lopez unable to keep the ball down though. 3 minutes to go. Jose Contreras will send this one back into the mix for Venezuela.
Juan Pablo Añor, the 3rd Venezuelan player booked today. Walker Angel Hidari Machis, who has since been replaced by Arteaga, and Añor in the book for Uruguay, rather for Venezuela. For Uruguay, it's Guille Varela. And I believe that's it.
Taken away on the far side, Renato Cesar sending it forward, looking for Lopez. Can't quite get it there though. Lopez tries to get it away from the defender. Good job keeping control. Angel gets it out to the wing for Teran. Teran sends it forward.
Time's running out for the Vino Tinto. They need to make something.
Arteaga goes to collect. Throw in here on the near side. Robert Hernandez on the wing. Has the ball poked right back out of play. Hernandez wants to inbound, but he gives it off to Teran. Hernandez goes out to the right. Looks like he'll start moving toward the box now. Brano. Hernandez gets it inside. See if Martinez can get any space here. He's closed down, though. And Jim Morrison Varela sends it up the field. But Contreras now out of the net. Realizes his team has to get going and has to keep the pressure on here.
It was a very strong pass in for Martinez, who struggles to settle it with his back to goal.
Zambrano looking for space. Añor looking for some room for a shot. Sends one in. Wide of the net, though. Guillermo de Amores will go get it, and he will probably take as much time as he can here. Here it is again.
Takes a look here, fakes it with his left, the feint, plays it onto his right foot, and the shot just off target. He knows he should have done better. And there's plenty of distance. Not the easiest of shots. Is it me or does De Amores look a little bit like Chicharito Hernandez of Manchester United?
Just a little bit. He does have that resemblance. Headed on. We've seen some perhaps mean-hearted comparisons between Nicolas Lopez and Ronaldinho. That's going to be a foul. Another yellow card.
Like. We'll just leave it there.
I think it's a teeth joke. Foul from behind that time from Gianni Rodriguez. He'll go into the book as well.
That's the second yellow card for Uruguay. Jones joins Guille Varela.
Foul there, and that's going to set up Venezuela with a great free kick chance here, just as the 90 minutes comes to a close. So we're going to head into stoppage time, and we're going to start with a free kick from about 20 yards out for Venezuela.
Yeah, very strong positioning by Wilker Angel, fending off his man, shielding the ball.
So Añor is going to size this one up.
Jose Martinez and Juan Pablo Añor over the ball.
This is going to be interesting. There's a 5-man wall, Uruguayan defenders.
Añor can shoot with either leg. You see, he would be playing it onto his left leg if he takes a shot.
Here comes from behind Añor! Just over the goal. Diving Guillermo de Amores. Can't get to it, but it doesn't matter. Just about a foot high.
Yeah, he doesn't miss by much, does he? It's a very nicely taken one. It just doesn't dip enough for him. It is on its way down, but just needed to take a little bit more off of that shot. Guillermo de Amores beaten, but just a foot high, Gino.
Sent back into the mix. Time running out now for Venezuela. Again, Uruguay would be fine with this result.
Juan Pablo Añor has done everything he could for his team. He drew a penalty. He had an assist. He's been very dangerous on attack. Incredibly dangerous on set pieces. That would have been the cherry on top if he managed to connect on that free kick. There's still time.
Out to the wing. Vino Tinto. Need a little bit of magic here. Now, almost 2 minutes into stoppage time. That one's given away. Laxalt streaking forward. He's got Lopez to his left. Chooses the cut back inside. Sends it forward. Shoots, and it's wide. Deflected by the defender. That's going to set up a free kick for Uruguay, though.
Yeah, the ball hits clumsily off of his plant foot, Laxalt, who does well to shake off the two defenders. Maybe a lack of focus by the Venezuelan back line. Some tired legs as well. But they might have been into the locker room a bit early on this one. As Laxalt plays the ball back to himself, frees himself off streaking into the area, and Uruguay will just keep this at the corner flag for as long as they can until it's played out by a Venezuelan player.
Finally out of play. Renato Cesar puts it into touch. 2 minutes, 30 seconds gone. Venezuela with perhaps a last foray forward. It's given off to Uruguay. Inbound along the far side. Stays with Uruguay.
Well, Uruguay will take their time with this, and surely that is it.
And that will be the end of the tournament for Venezuela. Uruguay gets the point. They go to 6, move 1 point clear of Ecuador and into first place. They are moving on. Juan Verzetti's men advance to the next round. Marco Matias and his side, their tournament comes to a close in the group stage. Final score 2-2. Some good play out on the field, Andres.
Yeah, well-deserved progress for the Celeste. A penalty miss by Vinotinto's Josef Martinez in the 15th. Venezuela go in front with Josef Martinez scoring in the 22nd, but 2 times the Uruguayans were down, and 2 times they battled back. Goals by Diego Roland and Nicolas Perez, his 4th of the contest. He now leads the competition in scoring. Uruguay get a deserved draw and are through to the next stage.
They are moving on. Venezuela's going home. For Andres Cordero, I'm Gino Fuentes. 2-2 the final score. You are watching beIN Sport.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.